The following video contains very sensitive material that some sunflowers might get offended by.
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2.
On today's episode of Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Okay, you can come.
Developers Me have delivered a sense of humor that drives the plot.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Shadow Gambit, a pirate video game with a diverse female lead as one of its protagonists. And no, she's not from Rwanda, so Rishi Sunak, hold your horses, sir. But what you could do, Mr. Prime Minister, is to ship both Russell T Davies and his favourite new bum chum soy cuck toy boy, Shooty Gatwa, back to Rwanda. I'm sure those two will have a whale of a time.
Wonderful visual and level design, and a cast of ne'er-do-wells diverse in both abilities and function.
We're all in.
All of that means Shadow Gambit: The Cursed Crew sets sail as perhaps the finest stealth tactics game ever made, charting a course for the genre's future that's brighter than ever.
Uh-oh, you might want to rethink that because this game has 3 words that have absolutely caused it to sink to the bottom of the ocean. Sweet Baby Inc.
Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody in the club, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boy said he wants some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna.
And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, coming up on today's video, I have some StellarBlade news for you, which I think you'll find rather interesting.
Come again. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Are you coming?
And I'm coming for it, Ken. I'm coming for the fucking money, you piece of shit.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling.
In the ass end of space, even aliens watch Jason King with Kung Fu Hot Dog. Duke Nukem likes this guy.
I get the same feeling, so I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right?
So, ladies and gentlemen, from thatparkplace.com, Sweet Baby Inc. reveals dev team behind Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew, me hearties, have shut down. Costs were exceeding the actual company's revenues. Now, it's a bit sad that this has happened to the actual company itself because you'd think, again, I would say at the time, Sweet Baby Inc. was on nobody's radar. So now that it's all happened, you know, there is some sympathy from me to the actual developers. But now that you know who Sweet Baby Inc. actually are, I think they believe they're some kind of mafioso. So John Paul Gotti, Lucky Luciano. No, there's a reason why they're called the Mafia, because that's their way of life, that's their code, that's their honor. Sweet Baby Inc., Black Girl Gamers, Melanin Gamers, Melon Head Gamers, as I like to call them. Yeah, they're just wannabe mafiosos. They're an absolute joke. They're an infestation in the gaming industry right now. When I say, folks, this is GamerGate 2.0, please do not take that with a pinch of salt. It absolutely is.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, sorry, there is something wrong with that because I deserve to get paid for the work that I do.
So again, being a Sweet Baby Inc. game, of course, the key art, the lead protagonist has to be a black female pirate. Again, look, I've seen parts of the gameplay. It's a tactics game, not really my sort of thing, but I will say the game looks very pretty. The company behind it was Me, and I think they're from Germany. So it's really sad to actually hear this has all happened in some respects. So Sweet Baby Stink posted, "We are saddened to learn that Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew, or The Cursed Crew, is Mimi's last game. we're incredibly proud to have helped bring this final voyage to shore, by collaborating on the game's protagonist, Afia, with Matthias Kraut, Moritz Wagner, and the rest of the crew at Mimimi Games GmbH. Yeah, our collaboration helped make the world of the Cursed Caribbean feel more inclusive and representative. Holy shit. Very happy to see that players have resonated with the game, as evidenced by its incredible reception. So these are some of the developers at Mimimi Games, and as you can tell, there's, it's in Germany, and this is the team who are working for that games company. So I wonder who in their right mind thought bringing in Sweet Baby Inc. was the brightest idea out of the shell.
I am clearly not a white person. I'm clearly not a white man. I'm a black non-binary woman. So it was pretty difficult for me because a lot of people did not take me seriously when I first joined the industry, which I think is kind of crazy because I'm making a game just like everyone else. So why wouldn't you take me seriously? Like, is it because I'm black?
Because you're black?
I mean, it probably is, but like...
Now, Sweet Baby Stink, a consultancy firm, just think of them as crooked contractors. They'll walk into an environment, they'll charge this extortionate amount of money per day, because if you think of a contractor who walks into a government department, they can earn up to $1,000 a day for maybe 3 hours work. It's ridiculous. And I'm convinced that Sweet Baby Stink used similar tactics just to get their way, because what's so awful about this particular story is that at the end of the day, and this is pretty awful as well actually, later in the explanation, Mimimi Games detailed that the company's costs were growing more than its revenues. It stated making these games was amazing and extremely taxing at the same time. Reaching the level of quality Mimimi strives for is hard and requires focus and dedication. We also have to acknowledge that our future production costs are growing faster than potential revenues of our genre. The increased financial pressure and level of risk became unsustainable because you gave a lot of your wheelbarrowed money to Sweet Baby Inc., who helped you formulate this character of Afia, and yes, I guess Afia set a fire to your sinking cargo ship, and down to the bottom of the ocean it went, me. So it's, I have some sympathy, but then again, now that you know the error of your ways, maybe go somewhere else and form another indie development gaming studio. Just make sure that when you answer the door, the devil isn't standing there. In this case, it's Sweet Baby Inc., and you let them in again. So there you go, folks. A bit of a sad, bittersweet story there regarding this company and Sweet Baby Inc. getting their god-awful hands on everything.
Speak,
so let's have fun.
Of course now, folks, I want to talk about StellarBlade because the game is getting released this week. I am so excited. My pre-order copy will be arriving. I would like to say Friday. If it arrives the day before, that would be awesome. But again, I love this artwork from Christine Art over on Twitter X. Looks amazing. Blink and they'll miss it. So PlayStation UK heavily promoting this now, which is pretty awesome. Also, Times Square, New York, look at this. I mean, they are really going out and just spending that marketing money on promoting a video game. It's good to see that a video game like this is getting that, well, I mean, look, you're in Times Square, New York, right? And you're walking around. You ain't going to miss that, are you? Especially if they got all the right bits in motion for you to be captivated by. But of course, the reason why I bring you this news, well, StellarBlade, when it gets released worldwide, will be uncensored, which I think is awesome. So right from the bat, right out of the gates, your version of StellarBlade will be uncensored. Now, when I say all of that, it doesn't mean to say that we're going to see Eve, the main game's protagonist, in the nud. No, it's all, I mean, her character design, I've obviously gone over this already on my videos, but it's all suggestive. It's just implied. Yes, she wears flesh-colored suit at one point, which I can't wait to delve into. And at another point, she's a naughty Catholic schoolgirl. So play with that image as you will. But what's funny about all of this is because if you remember when Devil May Cry 5 came out, the character of Trish is censored. So again, if you don't know about that, when she's being carried along her way by the main protagonist of the game, you can see a bit of her butt. But in the PlayStation 4 and 5 versions, there's a purple haze. No, not talking about Jimi Hendrix, all-time great man himself, covering her naughty butt area. But in the Japanese version, and even on the Xbox versions, they're all uncensored. It's bizarre. It's not like it's the most gratuitous scene you've ever beheld, but I'll tell you what, if it was actually the other way around, if it was Dante's butt being carried by Trish, they'd have no problem leaving that uncensored, would they? So look at that, StellarBlade over on Twitter X offers the same uncensored version in all countries, including the Japanese release, which I think's awesome. In particular, Japan is a country that often cuts video games that can be deemed too gory, or in the Middle East, games can be cut if it's seen to be overly sexualized. I disagree with that last part because I'm pretty sure the Middle East are pretty based. So I don't see why they would. However, in a recent tweet, the developers at SkillUp, rather than ShiftUp, SkillUp is the YouTuber, have assured his community that StellarBlade will be uncensored in all regions. I'm actually surprised this was even the question that has been asked of ShiftUp, because I was pretty sure, looking at what we've seen, then why? And it's South Korea. So why on earth would they censor it? I mean, look, Vindictus Defying Fate is coming out at some point this year from Nexon. All I'm saying is, if they censor Fiona in that game in any way, shape or form, there's going to be an absolute riot in this house. I've already pre-ordered my copy of StellarBlade a long time ago. I think there was some scaremongers out there who was saying, well, you better order it because they're flying off the shelves from the pre-orders with Amazon. That's not the case. I was able to go in there and order it and there was no problem whatsoever. So I'll be very curious to know how many copies of StellarBlade ends up at my local CEX store. So who knows? But that is pretty good news, actually. I'm really happy to hear that. And over on Twitter X here, I had seen, look at that. So somebody's got now, I'm assuming this is somebody in South Korea that's opening this up. So what are they looking at? Let me just blow the screen up for you guys. So look at that. You've got something you rarely see in video games these days in the physical edition, you know, a pamphlet. And yeah, nice picture of Eve there, actually. That's one of her outfits that she's going to be wearing, which you can obviously unlock in the game. What else have we got here? Oh, is the sleeve got a reverse artwork? Yes, it does. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. That is beautiful. Oh my God. Yeah, I am definitely going to be reversing my sleeve when I get my copy. That is beautiful, man. Damn. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is badass. So badass. Now, interesting. That's not Taki, the other female. That's a female character I've not seen before. So I wonder if she comes into play much later on. I like her. Bloody hell. I sometimes wish that could have been the version of Eve we were playing. Wow. So you got Lily there. It's really good. It's kind of reminiscent of Star Wars in some ways. Like, can you imagine the South Korean version of Star Wars? Holy shit. Sign me up now, bitches. That's really good. I'm a big fan of reversible art covers. I do like that. That is awesome. Thank you very much. Let me love you and let me reshare you. Yes. Oh, look at this. So somebody's made a fan statue of Eve from StellarBlade. The following may contain sensitive material.
I've always wanted to read this. Basket weaving, the creative choice.
So what are we going to do, folks? We're going to have a look. Whoa. Oh, that's not bad. Wow, that is pretty awesome. Wow, I like that. I mean, look, the facial representation isn't accurate, but really, when you look at the rest of the statue, do you really care at this stage? I don't. It's a lovely face, actually. This is a fan statue, so I'm really glad to see people are really waking up to the fact that StellarBlade is here. People are going to go crazy. I'm sure Western media are going to lose their minds over this game because they'll say, yes, it's great combat. It feels like it's from a bygone era, but really the characterization of Eve is just too sexy. Do we need this in video games? Yes, we do. We do. It's not jerk-off material. It's the fact we get to play as a sexy female in a video game and a biological female with no transgenderisms or silly pronouns to her name. It's just good old-fashioned biological female slashing and hacking things in a way while looking sexy at the same time. And on that one, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like below, smash that subscribe and like button, and if I were you, and if you were me, I have no idea where I'm looking from left to right because there's nobody else in this room except me because my mum is asleep at the moment. I'll catch you all on the next video.
But it's just like, that's just the reality. Games are really hard. Games are really hard. They're very soul crushing. But once your game comes out, I know that feeling is going to be so awesome. I cannot wait for it to come out.